Good afternoon. I'd like to welcome everybody to the Kentucky County Employees Retirement System Board of Trustees Annual Meeting. Uh, Eric, there you are. I have to find everybody on the screen. Eric, if you don't mind, could you read our opening statement, please?
Yes, this is the regular annual meeting of the County Employees Retirement System Board of Trustees. This meeting is being broadcast via video teleconference pursuant to KRS 61826 and may be viewed by the public at the Kentucky Public Pensions Authority offices located at 1260 Louisville Road in Frankfort, Kentucky. It is also being broadcast to the public live via Facebook. If you're speaking and not appearing by video, please identify yourself before talking. If the video or audio broadcast is interrupted, we will attempt to reestablish a connection. If the connection cannot be reestablished within 30 minutes, the meeting will be adjourned and rescheduled to a later date.
Okay, thank you, Eric. Sherry, could you take the roll, please?
Yes, sir. Mr. Cheatham,
Here.
Dr. Carver, here. Mr. Foster,
I'm here.
Mr. Fulkerson,
Here.
Dr. Hackbart,
Here.
Dr. Milkman, Mr. O'Mara,
Here.
Mr. McGraw,
Here.
and Mr. Webb.
Here.
Thank you.
Okay. Being a quorum present, we'll go ahead and proceed. Sherry, I believe we had 11 comments sent in. I think they were all in relation to House Bill 406. If you don't mind, if you'll just list the individuals so they know that we did get their comments and their support for House Bill 406.
Sure. Thank you. So we received public comments from the following: Dave Carty, Randa Pittman, Susan White, Joy Murray, Donna Thomas, Lee Marie Prater, Michael R. Patrick, Effie B. Horn, Vicky Sewell, and another one from Vicky Sewell. Thank you.
I want to acknowledge, and I think that brings the total comments that we've received over the past 3 months up to over 700 in support of House Bill 406. I would refer anybody that wants to hear a larger discussion of that issue. We had probably a 5, 10, 15-minute overview and conversation about it at the actuarial meeting just here a week or so ago. I think you can find that on our YouTube or Facebook channel. You'll get a better feel for where the board stands and where we've positioned ourselves as far as preparing for that bill if it were to pass. With that, you had distributed in your packet minutes from the March 9th meeting. Are there any additions or changes that need to be made to those minutes? If not, I'll entertain a motion to accept.
So moved.
Got
Second.
a motion? Got a second? Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of approval of the March 9th minutes as presented signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. I just wanted to apologize for not having gotten some additional information in the packet for you sooner. And if you haven't had a chance to read it, that's fine. It's pretty short and simple. I just wanted to kind of give everybody an overview of what I thought some of the accomplishments over the past year were since this was our annual meeting. You'll find discussion in there with regard to several different things, not the least of which is part of what will be taken up in new business here in a minute with regard to XTP and the review of the limited partnership agreements, as well as our custodial agreements with regard to trying to determine if we can wring out any additional savings. I think that's been a big step forward for the system. The other, of course, is with regard to one of the bigger risks that I think everybody has come to understand that we have in the CERS system, and that's with regard to our employers and payroll contributions. Uh, the ad hoc committee that we formed, uh, I would like to see that made permanent as we move forward with focusing on that particular issue. But it certainly is a step forward with regard to oversight and taking control of the system from a risk perspective. The third item that I thought was area that we focused on this year that is showing promise, and that's with regard to our investment strategy. With Wilshire presented a private equity pacing strategy. I think originally at our training session back in October. As we have progressed to review that and look at that, I think you're going to see some movement on that over the next few months with regard to increasing our getting our allocation target or our asset target back up to the 8% is in our investment policy versus where we currently stand at 5% today. I think having a plan to move forward with that will help us as far as adding better structure and discipline to our portfolio construction and focusing our attention, particularly in that asset class, on top tier money managers. And then finally, as we have struggled with over, all the years that we've been on the board, our legal issues continue to be a source of attention, but I think we've seen significant movement in several areas. All those areas, all those things to me tie back together as just part of the continued maturation of the separation and House Bill 484. So I think if you read through that letter that I put together and had added to the packet, you'll get a better feel for some of the things that we've been working on, some of the things that the board's been able to accomplish this past year. And just as last year, I think we've made significant progress in moving the ball on down the field. So with that, I think the next item on the agenda is with regard to the cost efficiency service recommendation from the investment committee. So I will ask Dr. Hackbert if he would like to give us a review and give everybody an opportunity to ask Ian any questions that may have.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The CERS Investment Committee met on March 25th, and we had a very good meeting, I think, about this particular topic. The meeting was primarily, as the chairman indicated, was primarily to focus on the finalists who had responded to the cost efficiency RFP. There were 3 finalists that were recommended after review by the staff: XTP Implementation Services, B Finance, Elborn American LLC. B Finance actually withdrew after they had responded to the RFP, and therefore were not at the meeting on the March 25th. At the March 25th meeting, the remaining 2 finalists were asked to make a presentation to the investment committee. We suggested that they limit their presentation to 45 minutes, which worked out quite well, provided time for a good and in-depth conversation and discussion about their response and how they would approach the RFP requirements and challenges to the company that received that recommendation. After hearing from both of the representatives and their presentation, the committee voted unanimously to recommend XTP Implementation Services to provide the cost efficiency review. Consequently, what the committee would be asking this full board this afternoon is to ratify the recommendation submitted to the board from the investment committee. So that, and given that, I would move the acceptance of the recommendation from the investment committee so we can have further discussion if that's appropriate. Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Ian, I'd like to give you an opportunity. There was a lot of us that were on that committee and participated in that discussion, but there were 3 or 4 of our trustees that haven't, that, probably would like to hear just a quick overview of your process. And particularly, I know Bill wanted clarification with regard to how you all get paid. That's always the elephant in the room with us.
Sure thing. Well, thank you very much for all the attention and work that's gone into getting to this point. We certainly appreciate the investment committee's vote of confidence. It's a pleasure to be with you here today and answer any questions that may be remaining. But just to kind of back up, XTP, we focus on the mechanics, the implementation of the investment decisions that you and your staff and Wilshire make. So where can we find places on the margins where either there have been mistakes in the fees that have been charged, or places where we can improve efficiencies and add to your net returns without taking on additional risk? So essentially, helping you to make sure that you're capturing 100% of the alpha associated with the decisions that you make. And what we find in our work, which is a niche service that we provide, is that just given the size of the industry, the allocation decisions that you face, the steering this big ship in tumultuous markets, there is not a lot of bandwidth and attention left for the mechanics, the how how these decisions are being implemented by your managers and service providers. So we come in, we work with those managers directly. We get data directly from them. We quantify all the costs underneath the surface that are otherwise not visible. We benchmark them, and we find areas where we help them improve, and hence your fund improve performance. We are only compensated when we are able to generate measurable savings. Those savings are sent to you for approval before we invoice. Everything is transparent. If a manager is terminated after we've optimized, there are no further remuneration to XTP. It's a completely transparent offering, and again, focused on the margins in a complementary fashion with your staff in places that bandwidth and data limitations keep even the most prudent fiduciaries from tackling these issues. So we believe that we'll be an impactful partner. We're only compensated when we're able to generate savings. If we don't find anything, at the very least, I think you'll learn a lot about who your managers are, and there'll be some knowledge transfer, and it will be a forensic look under the hood that otherwise, you wouldn't have. So, but in our experience, there are, usually places that we can improve, and we believe it would be an impactful partnership.
Okay. And just to be clear and upfront with everybody, I think we asked this question in the IC meeting. You all get paid as those savings are realized, not based on a what if scenario.
Correct. When they are realized savings, verifiable realized savings, we participate in that success, but not before.
Okay. All right. Anybody else have any thoughts or questions? Okay. Hearing none, I think Dr. Hackford put before a motion to accept the recommendation of the IC committee to engage with XTP with regard to the forensic audit of our LP and custodial agreements.
Second.
Is there a motion for that?
So moved.
Okay, got a motion by Dr. Carver. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, who was that?
Me.
Oh, Tom, oh,
Jim Tony.
JT, sorry, okay, got a motion and a second. Are there any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the recommendation of the IC committee signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed? Ayes have it. And we look forward to working out an agreement and moving forward with you.
Well, thank you very much. We're very excited to be a partner and looking forward to a mutually beneficial relationship. So thank you again. Very honored to be with you today.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right. This being the annual meeting, we need to move on into our annual Board of Directors elections. And first item in that part of the agenda is with regard to PPW. In the past, we have designated Steve Willer as our representative to vote our portion of the, I guess you would say, the shares associated with PPW. Steve, for some of our new members, you want to give a quick overview of what PPW is, if you don't mind?
Sure. PPW is the separate legal entity that owns Perimeter Park West, so the buildings in Frankfurt that KPPA offices are in. So it's a separate legal entity that is owned jointly by CERS, KERS, and SPRs as the shareholders.
Okay. And the annual meeting that you'll be voting is with regard to primarily
the board of directors. Yes.
Yeah.
So I think this board nominates a representative from CERS to be on the PPW board of directors on the ballot, and then the proxies will be voted at the PPW meeting. Either if you nominate me, as I will vote, or the board can elect to collectively vote by participating in that meeting themselves.
Okay. Ed, anything you want to add to that?
No, sir. Thank you.
Okay. I don't see any reason that Steve shouldn't go ahead and continue that process as he has in the past. So I'll accept a motion to that effect.
So move, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Steve. Is there a second? Second by Tommy. All in favor of designating Steve Willer as our representative to PPW for director's election, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. Steve, I'm sure you'll cash that big check that goes along with attending that meeting, right?
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right, appreciate that. And I honestly can't remember how we did this in the past. For some reason, I'm not so sure that we didn't turn it over to our CEO to run this portion of the meeting with regard to electing a new board chair, vice chair, and committee assignments, which will, be assigned by whoever the chair is.
I'm sorry for interrupting, but before we go on, we also need CERS to designate a name of a CERS representative to go on the PPW ballot for Steve to vote.
Okay, I'm sorry, I missed that in my briefing then. If I'm not mistaken, I think JT has fulfilled that position in the past. Is that
Correct.
correct?
Correct. He's currently the representative, but annually there's the election.
All right. Anybody want to make a motion on who to designate for that glossy job?
Mr. Chairman, I will nominate JT to continue in that capacity.
All right, thanks, Steve. Do I have a second for that?
Second motion.
Okay, thanks, Mike. Got a motion for JT Fulkerson to fulfill that continued role on the PPW board. Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you, JT. All right. Again, Ed, do you recall? I think that's what we did in the past.
We haven't done that in the past, Mr. Chair, but I'm very willing to take this portion of the meeting if you'd like.
I think that would set a good example going forward if we haven't done it that way.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We're to the point in our meeting where we're going to elect the board chair and the board vice chair. First, we'll open the nominations for board chair. Is there a nomination for the board chair?
I'm gonna have to nominate Mr. Cheatham.
Second.
We've got one nomination of Mr. Cheatham that has been seconded. Is there any other nomination for board chair?
Mr. Chairman, I move that nomination cease and be elected by acclamation.
Thank you, Mr. Foster. Hearing no other nomination for board chair, there being a motion made to nominate Lyle Cheatham for chair, having been seconded, would the board then care to vote on Lyle Cheatham as chair? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Thank you. With that, Mr. Cheatham is re-elected board chair. Lyle, I'll turn it back to you if you'd like for the election of the vice chair, or I can handle that as well.
Go ahead. You're doing a great job.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So now the floor is open for the nomination for vice chair. Is there a nomination for vice chair of the CERS board?
Mr. Owens, I'd like to move to nominate Mike Foster to continue as our vice chair of the board.
Second.
Mike Foster has been nominated and seconded as a candidate for vice chair. Are there any other nominations for vice chair? Hearing none, we'll close the nominations. Mike Foster has been nominated and seconded for vice chair. Would the board signal by saying aye their acclamation to that?
Aye.
Is there anyone opposed to that?
Mike Foster recuses from the vote, but I won't oppose it though.
Hearing none, Mike Foster is re-elected vice chair of the board. Mr. Chair, the committee assignments, I will turn back to you at this time.
I want to thank each of you for your vote of confidence in one more year as your chair. I enjoy it. It's been an honor. I think we've all worked to make the system better for our beneficiaries and to stand up and make sure that we're providing the type of oversight and fiduciary duty that was envisioned by separation and House Bill 484. So I want to simply say thank you for that and look forward to working with each of you over the course of the next year. With regard to the committee assignments, I think what I'd like to do is the same thing I did last year is I'll reach out to each of you in the next few days and make sure you're willing to either serve where you are. If you've got interest in other committees, I'd kind of like maybe to move some of you around a little bit just to give everybody a little bit broader perspective of the workings. So if you've got interest in some other places, let me know or drop me an email or tell me when we talk. But we'll try to get those assignments done in the next week to 10 days, and we'll move forward from there. So again, thank you very much, and it's an honor, and I look forward to working with you guys. With that, I think we do have a few items that we need to cover in closed session. I think these all pertain to legal issues. So can I get a motion to enter into closed session pursuant to KRS 61.810C to discuss pending litigation?
So moved.
Got a motion by Mike. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by JT. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it. A motion having been made in open session, move into closed session for a specific purpose, and such motion having carried by majority vote in open public session, the committee shall now enter a closed session to discuss pending litigation pursuant to KRS 61.810C. With that, Philip, if you don't mind to take us offline.